Amud Beis, where it says Amar Rav Yehuda. 3 lines from the bottom. 3 lines from the bottom, right over here. Amar Rav Yehuda Shloisha Dvarim. There are 3 things Hamayrech Bahen, that if you take your time with them, Marichin Yom of Shnoisa Shaladam, you will have a long life. Hamayrech B'Tfilasai, one that spends time in his davening. Hamayrech al Shulchanai, someone that spends a long time in his meal of eating food. Hamayrech B'Veis HaKisei, and someone that spends his time that he needs in the bathroom.
Nice. Is this all 3 you need, or one of them is fine?
All 3 is even better.
I've got one already.
Frag the Gemara. V'hamayrech b'tfilasai ma'al yasehi. A person that davens long, is that an advantage? Is that good for him? And we had this already in the Gemara before the Lamed Beis. A person that davens long and he's ma'ayin, he looks at the davening, he contemplates his davening and thinks to himself, look, I daven so long, Hashem gotta answer me with such a kind of a davening. What does it say? Soif balidei kev leif. In the end, he has a heartache. Shenema techeles memushacha. A long davening, machla lev. It can bring heartache to the person. Because the Eibusher won't necessarily answer you. You think that you deserve to be answered, and the Eibusher won't answer you necessarily. That's one source where davening long is not necessarily beneficial. Another source, V'amar Rabbi Yitzchak, there are 3 things that remind a person that the Eibusher is reminded of a person's sins. If a person walks in a makim sakana, puts himself in danger, so the Eibusher judges him. Does this person deserve to be saved or not? V'iyun tefillah, when a person davens with an iyun tefillah, like this is what we mentioned before, he davens and he looks into his davening and says, I daven so long, the Eibusher should answer me. And if he has some kind of a argument with his friend and he feels like his friend owes him money, and instead of going to Bezdin or sorting it out with him, he has the confidence to daven to the Eibusher, and that the Eibusher should do what he has to my friend and take care of him. So in all 3 of these cases, the Eibusher will judge you. You're davening that your friend should be punished. The Eibusher will judge you. So how could we say that Mayrich B'Tfilah is an advantage? And for the Gemara, Halakashia, this is not a question. Ha de ma'ayim ba, ha de loy ma'ayim ba. There's a difference if a person is davening and he's looking, he's contemplating his davening and he's thinking to himself that the Eibusher, now I deserve to be answered. That's what ma'ayim ba means. And ha de loy ma'ayim ba is when the person is not thinking to himself that I deserve to be answered. He davens and he could daven even ba'arichas, and davening ba'arichas is even better. But he's not thinking that he deserves anything to be answered. V'heichi avid, so what does he do? The mapish berachmi, he just asks a lot and he relies completely on Hashem's mercy. He's not thinking to himself that I deserve to be answered. There's a sikha from the Rebbe in Vaschan on Chelik Chav Dalet, where the Rebbe talks about the tefillas of Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu davened and davened and davened, and eventually he wasn't answered. He wasn't allowed to enter into Eretz Yisrael. The Rebbe there, it's a big arichas in the sikha, but the Rebbe talks mamish about this point of the Gemara here, that when a person davens, on one hand, the Eibusher listens to all of our davening, the Eibusher answers. There's always something that happens as a result of our davening. Not always does it come and get manifest here below Begashmis, but the Eibusher always listens. At the same time, though, the attitude a person has to have is, whatever a Nivra does here below is be'ein arich to the Baira. He has what we do, we have nothing that we can come and demand that Hashem owes me this, owes me that. We have no erech b'chlal. Like we say in the beginning of Slichas, L'cha Hashem Atzdaka V'lanu Boishes Apanim. That's the attitude a person should have in his davening, that whatever avodah I do, I can't turn to the Eibusher and say, I'm deserving for this, I'm deserving for that. Mitzad, the fact that we're banim l'Hashem u'lekeichem, a yid is an neshama, and we're the Eibusher's children, the Eibusher has to give us, the Lashon the Gemara says, the Eibusher has to give us more than the Suda of Shlomo HaMelech b'shaitai. That's on one hand. But mitzad the matziv of the person, that a person takes an honest look at himself, with all of his aveda, a person has to realize his chesroinus and then not come to the Eibusher and say, I'm deserving this. He has to come with arachmim, that the Eibusher gives it to him as a tzedakah. That's what the Gemara is saying here. A person that has a long meal and eating, what's the reason? Why is this such a big advantage? Because perhaps poor people will then be able to join you in your meal. If you have a quick meal, then by the time you finish eating, so then the aniyim won't have a chance to join you. We see in the pasuk it says regarding a person eating, hamizbeach. So actually, this is a pasuk that it says in the nevuah of the third Beis Hamikdash. Hamizbeach eitz shalish amis gvoya. The mizbeach is 3 amis high. Uksiv, and then the pasuk says, "Vayedaber alai zeh shulchan shel lefnei Hashem." This is the table. This is the shulchan in front of the Eibishter. It starts off with mizbeach, and it concludes with shulchan. What's going on over here? Pasuk b'mizbeach v'siyim b'shulchan. So Rabbi Yechanan v'Rabbi Elazar damri tarvayu. Kozman shebeis hamikdash kayam. As long as the beis hamikdash is standing, mizbeach mechaper al Yisrael. It's the mizbeach that atones for the sins of the Yidden. But v'achshav, now that the mizbeach and the beis hamikdash is destroyed, shulchan shalad mechaper alav. The table of a person where he eats and he invites guests, he has aniyim that are joining him, that's the kapara of a person. So that's the reason for the long meal. The Gemara says a person that spends a long time in the bathroom, in fact the Gemara, mal yisahu, is that something which is an advantage of the person? Tanya, we learned, there are 10 things that brings a person to have an issue with hemorrhoids. A person that eats leaves of reeds, the leaves of the vineyard, another part of the vineyard, the shoots that come out of the vineyard, certain part of the meat of an animal that's not smooth. I forgot exactly the English title of it, but it's the not smooth meat. V'shidra shall dog, eat the spine of a fish. V'dog meliach she'enim mavushel kol tzarkai, a fish that's not salted. A salted fish like herring or whatever that's not cooked all the way. V'hashoyse shmarei yayin, you drink the sediments of the wine. V'mekaneach b'sid, someone in the bathroom that wipes himself with sid, which is what in English? Lime. Or b'charsis, or with a broken earthenware. V'mekaneach b'tzroyer shekonach b'chaveira, or he wipes himself with a rock or something that was used by somebody else. And then the Braisa concludes, V'yesh oimrim, he suspends himself, he's doing what he has to in the bathroom for too long of a period of time. So you see that that's negative, it's not good for a person, it's not healthy. And for the Gemara, it's not a question. If you do what you have to in the bathroom, but you're not suspending yourself in the air, you're not holding yourself up in that way, so then it's not an issue. But if you're maidach and talui, but if you have to suspend yourself in a way that you have to, so then it's not good for you. This noble woman said to Rabbi Yehuda Bar Eloi, Panecha, your face is so radiant, doimim, it's compared to megadle chazeirim, people that are raising pigs, and people that lend money for interest. What are these two examples? So Rashi says that these people can make a nice income without much hard work. So he was telling Rabbi Yehuda Bar Eloi, your face is radiant, you don't look like you're working too hard. What are you doing? It's like you're like those people that make a lot of money without working too hard. Amar la, so he answered her, Hemenusa. Trust me, believe me. Rashi says it's a lashon of a shvua, I swear. L'didi tarvayu asirin. For me, both of these things that you just mentioned, to raise pigs or to rent, to lend money for interest, they're both forbidden. Ella, rather, why is my face so radiant? Esrim v'arba beisakise ike. There are 24 stops, bathroom stops, that are available from when I go from my place of lodging to the Beis Medrash in the morning. Or whenever he goes from, there's 24 stops that he has. And when I go on this way, but dikna nafshoi, I check myself bekulu in all of them to make sure that I don't need the bathroom. So a person that always makes sure that he doesn't ever not use a bathroom when he does have to, it's very, very good for his health and he'll have long life.
That's supposed to hold himself.
Exactly.
It works.
Just 1 second. Rav Yehuda said, there are 3 things that will shorten a person's life. One that's offered the opportunity to read from the Sefer Torah and he doesn't. That's basically to have an aliyah. As it was then, people that got an aliyah didn't just have an aliyah, but they actually read from the Sefer Torah. If you're a guest and you're being offered to bench for everybody, and then you, as Rashi here explains, you have the opportunity to bench the balabais and you don't accept that offer. And someone that takes upon himself like this ears of rabbanis, like he of authority, right? He rules over others. He has this ear of authority about himself. The source that if a person is given this opportunity to read from the Torah and he doesn't, that it shortens his life. Torah gives you long life. So if you don't accept that, so then you won't have long life. You were offered to bench and you don't. If you bench others, Hashem will bench you. You should accept the kais from the balabayis and give a bracha to the balabayis. An individual that takes on ears of authorities. So then, why do we find that Yosef died before all of his brothers? Because after his father passed away, he was an authority over his brothers. So therefore he died before them. There are three things that you need to beg mercy of Hashem. These are directly in Hashem's hands, and it's even though everything goes through nature, but specifically these three things are directly in Hashem's hands. That's what Rashi here says. What are those things? Melech Tov, to have a good king in the country you're living in. Shana Tova, a good year, that should be a parnasa, a good year. V'cholem Tov, and to have a good dream. Melech Tov, a good king, the chsiv palge mayim, the rivers, the waters that flow, leiv melech b'yad Hashem. The heart of a king is in the hands of Hashem. Shana Tova, to have a good year, that things should be provided from the Eibishter and Parnasa. The chsiv tamid en Hashem l'kecha ba mereshus hashana v'adachris shana. So the eyes of Hashem Himself are upon the land that you should have a good year. And chaloim toiv, and a good, that should be a good dream, the chsiv vatachlimeini v'tachiyayeni. That the Eibishter has given me a good dream comes from the Eibishter himself. Chlemeini comes from the Eibishter himself is the one that gives a person the dreams. So here, the Hemshech of the Gemara, there'll be a lot about dreams. We'll see soon, but the Gemara is still soon. The Gemara here's the famous sugya of Brachos where we discuss all kinds of things about dreams. We'll see. Sagt the Gemara weiter, Rabbi Yochanan, Shloisha dvarim machres aleim HaKadosh Baruch Hu ba'atzmai. There are three things that the Eibishter himself announces. The Elohein Rov, the time when there'll be a hunger, Seiva, time when there'll be a lot of abundance of food, Uparnas Teiv, a good leader. Not only before we said a king, but now we're saying a good leader. Rov, when it comes to hunger, the Chsiv, Kikara Hashem l'Rov V'gayim. Hashem himself renounces, calls out for that there'll be a hunger. Seiva, the Chsiv, V'karasi el Adagam v'hirbeisi Yisai. I call out to the grain and I multiply, should be a lot of grain. Parnas Teiv, a good leader amongst you, the Chsiv, and this is connected to this week's parasha, building the Mishkan. See that I've appointed B'tzalel. What's the pshat? Why does the pasuk say Re'ei Karasi? What does that mean? Re'ei is mashma that you should. The Eibishter is telling him that you should examine this. Look and see who I've appointed. The Eibishter appointed B'tzalel. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak. So from this, in that sense, in the whole building of the Mishkan, he was the one that led the whole entire project. So that was the project manager. So that's the pshat of Parnas over here, that he was the leader of this project. Rabbi Yitzchak, so Rabbi Yitzchak says, Parnas ala tzibur elam kenim lochem b'tzibur. You don't appoint a leader upon a tzibur unless you take their advice first. Shenemar, as we see here, that says, Ru'u kara Hashem b'shem b'tzalel. So when it says Ru'u Kara, or before we had the pasuk Re'ei Karasi, so what does this mean? That the Yidden are being told about this, they're being consulted with this. So Rashi said, the Gemara continues, Amalei HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe, Hagan Alecha B'Tzalel, is this individual B'Tzalel fitting for you for this job? Amalei, so Moshe Rabbeinu responds, Rebbeinu Shalom, Im Lefanecha Hagan Lefanei Lekol Shekain. If you chose him, so what are you asking me? Of course he's good. Amaloi afal pikein. Yet nevertheless, the Eibishter says to Moshe Rabbeinu, I demand of you, Leich Amar Lahem, go tell the Yidden who is being chosen for this job. Imagine the Yidden donated all the materials and the money to the Mishkan, and they want to know who's managing our money, who's taking care of the hedge fund over here. What's going on? Huh? Yeah, that's what it says. B'tzal was under Bar Mitzvah. Rashi, according to Rashi, that's Rebbe Chor. Yeah, he couldn't. Yeah, he was a very. Yeah. Amalehem. So Moshe Rabbeinu. Amalehem. Go tell the Yidden about this. Halach v'amalem liYisrael. So Moshe Rabbeinu goes and tells Yidden, Hagan Aleichem B'Tzalel. Is B'Tzalel the right choice for this project? Amrulai. So the Yidden responded and said the same thing. Im lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu ulefanecha hu Hagan. If you and the Eibishter agree that he's the right choice, lefneinu lekol sheken. For sure we agree. But you see here that when you appoint somebody, even if it's obvious that he's the person that's right to be appointed on a tzibur, you have to consult with the people before. The name Betzalel comes from the wisdom that he had. What happened, and this Rashi brings also in Chumash, when the Eibusha says to Moshe Rabbeinu, Mishkan Oren v'Keilim, build for me a Mishkan in this order. He said first the Mishkan, then the Oren, and then the rest of the Keilim. What happened? Holach Moshe v'hafach. Moshe Rabbeinu relayed the message to Betzalel and to the Yidden in the opposite order, like we see in this week's parsha. V'amaloi, I say Oren, the first thing in this week's parsha is the Oren, and then Keilim, and then Mishkan. So in the opposite order. So Amaloi Moshe Rabbeinu, Amaloi, so Betzalel responds to Moshe Rabbeinu, min hageh shalaylam, it's the custom in the world, Adam bein abayis. First you build a house, v'achakach machnas l'teiche Keilim, and then you bring the furniture inside. And you are telling me, Aseli, Oren, v'Keilim, and Mishkan, first the Oren, and then all the other Keilim, and then only following that, the structure of the Mishkan itself? Keilim, Shani Yoseh, these Keilim that I am making, Lahechanach Nisem. Where am I going to bring them into if I haven't built the Mishkan yet? Shouldn't I build it in the opposite order? Shema, Kach, Amalacha Kadosh Baruch Hu. Maybe this is what the Eibusha told you. Asay Mishkan. First build the Mishkan, then Oren, and then Keilim. That's what Betzalel said to Moshe. Amaloi Shema Betzel Keil Hayisa. Perhaps you were in the shadow of the Eibusha when he told me this command v'yadaita, and therefore you knew the way the Eibusha commanded it to me. And therefore in Pashas Vayakel it says it in the opposite order. It says the Yiriyah is first, and the Kroshim first, and the Keilim come afterwards in the order that Betzalel said.
It's very much related to the Sikha now. Keilim of the Mishkan.
Keilim of the Mishkan, right? The whole discussion of the Rambam and the Ramban, whether the Keilim are B'chlal Ma'akiv the Mishkan or not. Okay, but this is the discussion about what comes first. Does the Mishkan come first or the Keilim comes first? Huh?
I've seen this Gemara before.
It's in Rashi. It's brought in Rashi. The Rebbe spoke about this Gemara in a Fabrengen in Tov Shalom at Ches, I believe. And the Rebbe spoke about the scene that there's the Benog Sheba Olam, and then there's the way the Eibusher gave it. It's not. I mean, it's an interesting conversation over here because Moshe Rabbeinu didn't make a mistake. He switched it around. Wasn't stam. The Ramban brings right in the beginning of Parshas Truma, this week's Parsha, that the Ikar HaChayfetz, the main desire of the Eibishter, is the Oren. The whole purpose of the Mishkan is all the Oren. And the Keilim, according to the Rambam, the Keilim, the whole Aveda done in the Mishkan, that's the main thing. So it's true that when you build a house, so first you actually build the furniture, and then you build, first you build a house, and then you build the furniture. But Moshe Rabbeinu presented it legabe the Tachlis. What's the main purpose of the Mishkan? So first comes the Oren, the place where the Shekhinah will dwell. Right, so Betzalel thought that when Moshe Rabbeinu said that includes the Seder of how it should be built b'poil. Right, so therefore Betzalel came and clarified with Moshe Rabbeinu, didn't you hear from the Eibusha that the way it should actually be built is first the Mishkan and then the Keilim? The Rebbe spoke about this scene. This is one of the Nekudas the Rebbe said. Amarav Yud Amarav Yedeya Hoye Betzalel Letzaref Oisius Shenivru Ben Shamayim Varetz. He knew how to combine letters with which the heavens and earth were created with them. How do you see Betzalel had that ability? Ksiv Hacha, here the pasuk says, Vayimala Oisei Ruach Elikim, the Eibusha filled him with the Spirit of God, B'chachma, or B'tvuna, or B'das. I mentioned these three expressions of Chachma, Bina, and Das. Betzalel was a Chabadnik. And weiter it says, Uksiv Hasam, and what does it say when the Eibusha creates the world? Hashem B'chachma Yasadaretz, Kainin Shisa uses the term Chachma, and Kainin Shamayim B'tvuna, and then it says, Uksiv B'daitoi Tahaimis Nifko. With Eibusha's Das, he splits open the depths. So just like it uses by the creation, Chachma Bina Das, it says the same three expressions regarding Betzalel. Amar Rabbi Yechanan, Ein HaKadosh Baruch Hu Noisen Chachma Elo Lemisha Yesh Bei Chachma. The Eibusha only gives wisdom to the one that has wisdom. Shenema Yov Chachma Salech Hakimin. The Eibusha gives wisdom to those that are wise. Uminda Leyede Bina. And Das to those that have Bina. Shomer Rav Tachlifu Bar Marava v'Omra Kamei Rabavo Amalei, and he said to him, Atun mehasamas nitilu la. You learned it out from this pasuk that it says in Daniel, Anan mehachamas ninan la. I learned it out from a different pasuk. Dichsiv ubeleiv kol chacham leiv nasati chachma. In the heart of those that are wise, I give chachma. We learned about this in a Maimer in Basi Legani Tavshin Chaf. In Bas Lagana Tavshin the Rebbe brings there from the Mittler Rebbe, where the Mittler Rebbe explains that someone, it really is everyone, that has the potential of Chachma in the Etzem HaNefesh, where there the potential of Chachma that a person has is Bli Gvul. So the Eibusha gives him the ability to open up and reveal that Chachma that's there in his Etzem HaNefesh and to apply it into an actual thing that he's learning and doing. That's really what it means. It's talking about opening the potential of Chachma that's there in your soul, built into your soul. Amar Rav Chisda, Kol Cholem, every dream is good, but v'loi tovas. Not a dream where a person dreams about the fact that he sees himself fasting. A dream about a fast is not a good dream. Rav Chisda said, Chalme deloi mifshar, a dream that has not been interpreted, that has not been explained, ki igris deloi mikre. It's like a letter that you don't read, and therefore all the dreams go according to what the pisrain is, according to the way it's interpreted. If it's interpreted for the good, it'll be good. If it's interpreted for the negative, it'll be negative. Rav Chisda said, Loi chelmet tova mekayim kula. Not a good dream is going to be fully fulfilled, and not a negative, a bad dream will be fully fulfilled. A dream always has parts in it that will not come to be. Even those dreams that are serious dreams that will come to be, as we'll see in the Gemara, there are various different categories of dreams, but even those dreams that do come to pass, not all the details will happen. Generally speaking, I'll just mention what it says in the Marsha before we go into this whole Gemara. There are 3 categories of dreams, and throughout the Gemara we'll see the different parts of the dreams here. There are dreams that come from a good place, from a malach that's putting into the person the ideas and things that are going to happen in the future. There are dreams that come from a negative source, from shadim or whatever it is, that are just coming to disturb a person's sleep and coming to give him nightmares and so on. And then there are dreams that are stam, a result of the fact of the person's own thoughts that he had during the day. Things that a person thinks about during the day, he dreams about them at night. Correct, Perik Chavtes and Tanya. That's the dreams, the negative dreams, where they're Messiah, a person in his dreams. It says in Zohar Barichas about that, correct. So those are the 3 categories in dreams. Let's see now the Gemara. Having a bad dream is better than having a good dream. So Rashi over here says, because it brings a person to tshuva. You wake up in the morning, your heart is aching from this dream, it'll bring you to tshuva. If you have a bad dream, so when you get when the person is very concerned and upset about it, that itself suffices that whatever punishment you deserved, you've already gotten by the fact that the person was sad about the dream. The same is also true with a good dream. The fact that it makes the person happy when he wakes up with a good dream, that already suffices even without the dream ever being fulfilled. Rav Yosef said, a good dream, even for me, and Rashi here brings that Rav Yosef was blind. So even for me, when I'm blind and I can't see anything, the happiness that I have from a good dream is mevatel already, that the dream won't be fulfilled because I already became happy just from having the dream itself, and that's it. Rav Chisda said, Chelme bisha, a bad dream, kosher minagda, is worse than a person being hit with lashes. Shenema v'alakim asa sheyiru milafonov. And the Rebbe made that people should be afraid of him. And what is this pasuk talking about? How? This is when a person has a bad dream. So instead of the Rebbe giving a person lashes, physical pain, in order to bring him to tshuva, sometimes a bad dream is even worse than lashes, and it brings a person to tshuva. Hanavi, the Gemara brings a pasuk that says, Hanavi asher itay chaloim yisaper chaloim. If you have a dream, he should say over his dream. And with my words, the Eibusher's words are with him, you should say over the words of true. So it's saying 2 different things over here. It says about a dream, and it talks about the Eibusher speaking to him. Ma, and then it continues and says, Ma, this is all part of the pasuk. Ma leteven es habar no'om Hashem. Don't confuse the 2. There's no connection between the chaff and the weed itself, says the Eibusher. So this is a mashal that a dream and the words of the Eibusher are 2 different things, don't mix the 2. Why is the pasuk bringing an example of the grain and the chaff for a dream? Just as when you have the grain, it's impossible that there shouldn't be any of the chaff over there mixed in. There's no dream, even a good dream, that does not have some dvarim b'teilim in it. Rab Brachye said, Choloim, Afal Pishim Miktasim Miskayim, even a dream that some of it is fulfilled, Kulayenim Miskayim, the entire dream will not be fulfilled. Minale mi Yosef, we see this from the dream that Yosef had. Yosef sees the moon and the sun and the stars, and that they're all bowing down to him. And the moon was when the dream was his mother, and at that time period, his mother was not alive anymore. Right? So there's the famous Gemara that says that it refers to Bilah, but here the Gemara doesn't accept that. The Gemara says that his mother wasn't alive, and therefore the dream did not come to pass fully as the dream was. When a person has a good dream, a person should wait for its fulfillment even as long as 22 years. And this as well we see from Yosef. By Yosef it says, when he had the dreams, he was 17 years old. And then it says, when he was in Mitzrayim, when he stood in front of Parai after he was taken out of the prison, what does it say? How old was he? And then he was 30 years old. So min shiv sari atlasen, from 17 until 30 years old, kama hava, how long is it? Tlas sari, that's 13 years. Vishev, the shiva, the sava, that is, and then there's the 7 years of the good years, of the years that there was a lot of food. Vitarti the kafna, and then there was another 2 years of the hunger, as when the brothers came down, there was 2 years into the hunger. Hachav beis. So there's 22 years later when his brothers finally came down to him and bowed down to him, and Yaakov comes down to him and bows. 22 years later.
How do we know
so
that it's 2 years of hunger?
It says in the pasuk when they came down, it was shnasayim rov. It says, yeah. Rav Huna said, "La'adam tov, to a good person, ein maran lecholim tov. The Eibusher does not show him a good dream. La'adam ra, and to a bad person, ein maran lecholim ra. The Eibusher does not show him a bad dream." Rashi has a different girsa in this Gemara. You take a look at the top 2 lines of Rashi. Rashi says, "La'adam tov maran lecholim ra." A good person, the Eibusher shows him a bad dream, and Rashi says, in order that he should be concerned about the bad dream and he won't sin. And La'adam ra, maran lecholim tov, so he gets all happy about himself, and the Eibusher gives him his schar in this world, and then in the world, and then when he leaves this world, the Eibusher punishes him. So a good person does not have a good dream. Tanya Nami Yochi, we learned this also in the Braisa, Kol Shnoisav Shel David, all the lifetime of David, Le'roh cholim tov. He did not see a good dream in his life. The Chol Shnoisav Shel Achitophel, his entire lifetime of Achitophel, which was a Rasha, Le'roh cholim ra. He didn't see a bad dream. Fragt the Gemara, Eini, is this true, that a good person does not see a good dream? V'aksiv le'sunei elecha ra. The Eibusher will not cause anything negative to happen to you. V'amar Rav Chisda amar Rav Yirmiyah be'Arabah. What does this pasuk mean? Shelo yavhilucha, that he will not scare you, le'chalei misraim v'lo yirhurim ram, not with bad dreams and not with bad thoughts. Then it says, v'nega le'ikrav balecha. What is v'nega? You won't find a nega in your house. When you come from away and you come home, you won't find your wife in a situation of safik nida, that you can't have a relation with her. That means that's what nega means over here. So what do you see here clearly? That the Eibusher does not give a bad dream to a good person. And before we said that the Eibusher does. So what's going on? He does not see these bad dreams. Others will see the bad dreams and tell him about it. So it comes out that a good person does not see not good dreams and not bad dreams. So we said he does not see good dreams. And even the bad dreams that he sees, that it said before, not he sees them, somebody else sees the bad dreams and tells him about them. The Gemara said, does that mean that he doesn't see any dreams? If he doesn't see any dreams, is that an advantage? And we had this before in the Gemara already. Person that goes 7 days without a dream, nikrara, it's a negative thing. Shenema v'saveya yolin bal yipokid ra. A person that's satisfied and he goes to sleep and it's ra. Al tikre saveya el sheva. If for 7 days he doesn't have a dream, Bal Yipakid, the Eibusher doesn't come to him in a dream, but he doesn't have any dreams, then it's negative. So you can't say that a good person has no dreams. Ella, so therefore the Gemara goes back to the statement before that Rav Huna said, Hachikamer. This is what Rav Huna meant to say. The chaza, but v'lo yada my chaza. He sees, he has a dream, but if it's a good person, the Eibusher shows him good dreams, but when he wakes up, he forgets it. Forgets about the good dream. But he does have dreams. Amar Rav Huna Barami, Amar Rav Pedas, Amar Rav Yechanan. Haraya chalaim, a person that sees a dream, v'nafshi aguma, and he's sad about it, yelech yifterenu b'fnei shloisha. Let him go, and yifterenu, let him have 3 people interpret the dream for him. Fragt the Gemara, yifterenu, they should go and interpret the dream for him. V'amar Rav Chisda, chelmed ulei mifshar. We said before that a dream that has not been explained, ke'igris adolei mikri. It's like a letter that hasn't been read, and the dream won't come to be. So better don't get it interpreted. Ella, rather the Gemara says, Eime, if this dream is really bothering you, yativenu b'fnei shloisha. You could make the dream good through 3 people. Leisi tlasa, bring 3 people, v'lei meluhu, and tell them, and this is the Hatavas Cholim, which is also brought in the Siddur. Chal mitavach hazoi, I saw a good dream. V'releim rulei, and they'll tell him, Hanach, these 3 people will tell him, Tavahu, it's good. V'tava lahevi, it will be good. Rachmana lashvuye letav, the Eibusher will make it good. Sheva zimnin, 7 times. Right? They tell us to him 7 times. Ligzor alech min hashamayim, de lahevet tave, v'yevet tave. Eibusher should decree upon you from heaven that it should be good. V'leimerulei gimel hafuchais, v'gimel peduyais, v'shalish shleimes. They're going to say, they have to say 3 psukim. Hafuchais means the situation that's been turned from bad to good. 3 psukim that it says the lashon of peduyais, that Hashem redeems you, and 3 psukim where it says the term shalom, the peace of the Eibishter. What are the 3 psukim where things were transformed to good? Shalosh hafuchais hafachta mispedi l'machali. Hashem transforms a mispad, something negative, into dancing. Pitachta saki v'tazreni simcha. You've opened my sackcloth and you've girdled me with joy. It's one pasuk. Another pasuk, Os t'samach besula b'machayil u'bachurim zekeinim yachtov, and the pasuk concludes, Va'afachti evlom l'sasin. The morning will be transformed into joy, going on l'asad lave. A third pasuk, Le'ov Hashem l'kach l'shmaya al bilam v'yafich. The Eibusher transforms his curses into blessings. Shalosh peduyais. What are the 3 brachos where it says peduyais? D'chsiv pada b'shalom nafshi mikravli. Second pasuk, Peduyei Hashem Yeshuvon, the Eibusher will redeem and they will return. The third pasuk, Vayema Am El Shal Ayenison Hayamus Asha Asa Yeshua V'Gaim. The Gemara does not bring the continuation of the pasuk, but at the conclusion of that pasuk, it uses the term Pediyah, to be redeemed. Shalish Shleimais. What are the 3 Shleimais? T'chsiv Bayre Nifs V'Sayim Shalom Shalom L'Rachik V'Lakarev. One pasuk about peace. Amar Hashem with a fasav, Hashem says, I will heal him. V'Ruach Lofshas Hamasai V'Amartim Keilochoy V'Ata Shalom V'Veischa Shalom. So in that pasuk, V'ruach Lafshas Hamasai, the conclusion of the day is also about peace, and the third pasuk, peace. 3 psukim about peace. Ameimer Umar Zutre V'Ravashi Avayasi Badi Adadi. These 3 Tanaim or Ameroim actually were sitting together. Amri Kol Chad V'Chad Minon Leim Milsad Le'Shamal Lechavre. Each one of us should say something that the other did not hear before about this. Let's share something new to each other. Pasachad Minava Ma. So one of them began and said as follows. Hi man de chaza chalma, a person that saw a dream, v'lo yada my chaza, and he doesn't know what he saw, so what should he do? And it's bothering him, the dreams that he has. Leikem kamikane beidne de parsi yadayu, he should stand in front of the keilim at the time when they spread out their hands to bless birchas keilim. V'lei ma'achi, and he should say as follows: Ribayne shalaylam, ani shalach, v'chalamois shalach. My dreams are yours. Chalam chalamti v'nidei ma'u. Ben shachalamti ani la'atzmai. Whether it's a dream that I dreamed about myself. Ben shachamali chavere. Whether my friends dreamed about me. Ben shachalamti alacheirim. I dreamed about them. Im tayivim heim chaskim v'amtzim k'chalesav shayesef atzadik. Strengthen them like the dreams of Yosef. The bitter waters that Moshe Rabbeinu sweetened. Miriam Mitzerata, and Miriam that was healed. Chizkiyahu that was healed. Elisha sweetened the waters that were poisonous. This is what we say at the time of Birchas Kainim.
So we say this anyways.
What's the connection? It's a good question. What's the connection? Yeah, it's the 3. Marsha says that the 3 kinds of dreams that a person has are connected to the 3 parts of Birchas Kainim. I don't know exactly the connection to the 3 parts, but the Marsha says, as I mentioned before, this is the Marsha, that there's 3 types of dreams. Good dreams, dreams that come from Shadim, and dreams that comes from the thoughts that a person has during the day. And they correspond to the 3 brachos of Birchas Kainim.
But we say it every time, whether you have dreams or not.
You finish saying it along with the Kainim that are saying that the brachos. The ani tzibure amen, and when the tzibur answers amen, so you can answer amen on the brachos of the kainim. V'ilai layman. If you're not going to say this, so then gears of the V'iloi leima hachi, say as follows. We say both. We say this at the conclusion of Birchas Keilim. Ade b'marem sheichem b'gvura, the Eibusher is mighty and strong. Ata shalom v'shimcha shalom. Yihiratzim l'fanecha shetasam aleinu shalom. You should place upon us peace. That was one statement that one of these Amiroim said.
That was related
to the dreams. Yeah, it's a conclusion of that thing. Pasach Hidav Amar, another one of them said, Haiman da ayala masa, person that enters into a city. V'dochel meine bisha, and he's afraid of a ayin hara, linkoid zakvididei diyamine biyada desmali. He should take his thumb and place it of his right hand and place it into his left hand. V'zakvidiyada desmala biyada diyamine, and take his left thumb and place it into his right hand. And he should hold his hands that way. V'lei mahachi, and he should say as follows. Ano ploini bar ploini. I am this individual, the son of this person. Mizara de Yosef Ka'asina, I'm a descendant of Yosef. We all are considered Zara de Yosef, because Yosef sustained the Yidden in Mitzrayim when there was the years of hunger, and he gave them everything. So everybody is considered to be Zara de Yosef. The Rebbe would quote this quite often when he spoke about the fact that all connected to the Nasi Adar, to the Friedrich Rebbe, Zara de Yosef. The Rebbe would use this term. And the descendants of Yosef, there's no ayin hara that goes upon them. Shenemar, as the pasuk says, Ben Peiris Yosef. Yosef was very charming. Ben Peiris alei ayin. So people will look at him. That's a simple pshat of the pasuk. But the Gemara Darshans, al tikra alei ayin elo oilei ayin. He is above eyes. There is no ayin hara upon him. Rebbe Yosef Bachanina Mamahachi. You see from another place that there's no ayin hara on Yosef, because it says v'yidgu l'roiv bekerev haaretz, that they will multiply like the fish. Ma dogn shebiyam, just like the fish. Mayim achasim and the water covers them. Ve'ein ayin nara shaletes behem. Af zara shel Yosef, the descendants of Yosef, ein ayin ra shaletes behem. There is no ayin hara that is upon them. V'idachol meine bishe delay, and if he's afraid of the fact that he has a bad eye on others, lechsi atarfe de nechide de smola. Okay, what should the person do? He should look at the left nostril of his nose, something like that.
Left nostril.
Yeah, left nostril of his nose. Pasach, whatever that means. Pasach idach. The third Amayra said as follows. Va'omar, and he said, Haiman the cholish, the person that's weak, Yom Kama, the first day that he's not feeling well, loy ligli. Shouldn't tell anybody. So she shouldn't have a bad mazel. She keep it quiet and it could go away. After the first day, ligli, then he should tell people. Like Rava said, when he was weak, on the first day, I don't tell anybody. From the second day onward, he told his servant, Puk Achriz, go and announce, Rava Cholash. Rava is weak. And those that love me, they'll daven for me. And those that hate me, so they'll be happy for the fact that I'm not feeling well. And the pasuk says, if you're happy when your enemy falls, what does the Eibusher do? He removes his failure and places it upon you. So Rava says, so my enemies that are going to be happy with me, Hashem will remove my sickness and place it upon them. Yeah. Shmuel, we get back to the dreams. Shmuel, ki avachazachal mebisha, when he saw a bad dream, Omar, he said, v'chalaymes hashav yidaberu. The dreams are nothing. Ki avachazachal metove, when he saw a good dream, Omar, he said, v'chia chalaymes hashav yidaberu. So then he said it, are the dreams nothing? The dreams are very good. V'aksiv, this is part of it. V'aksiv, the pasuk says, v'chaloi madaber, I speak to him in a dream. So the Eibusher speaks in a dream and gives good messages in a dream. Rava asks us as a question. Ksiv, in one pasuk it says, v'chaloi madaber, the Eibusher speaks to you in a dream. Ksiv, in another pasuk it says, v'chaloi mis hashav yidaberu, that the chaloi mis is shav. Like Kashya, so it's not a question. So here we see there's different types of dreams. Kana yedei malach.
Literally saying that it's Tanavi. What do you mean?
No. So, but it says though through a dream. So it's not only a navi. Okay, I hear what you're saying.
To me, he's not talking.
Okay. Kana yedei malach and kana yedei shed. It matters if the dream is coming through a malach, and there are dreams that come through a shed. This is not Rabbi Akiva that was a Tana, but he was an Amayra. Omar Panda, Omar Nachem, Omar Birim. Mishum Zaken Echad, and in the name of an old sage, Umanu Rabbana. Esrim Varba, Paisrech Alay Misai B'Yerushalayim. There were 24 individuals that would interpret dreams in Yerushalayim. Once I dreamed a dream, and I went to all of them. What one interpreted to me, the other didn't. And all the pisrainis, all the interpretations were all fulfilled. All dreams follow the way you explain it with your mouth, the way it's interpreted. Fragt the Gemara, is this some kind of a pasuk? The Gemara quotes this as a shenemar. There's no such a pasuk. In Rabbi Lazar, the Amar Rabbi Lazar, it's taken not mamash a pasuk, but we learned from a pasuk, like Rabbi Lazar said, the Amar Rabbi Lazar, minayin shekol hachaleim es ha'ilchan achar hapeh. Where do I see that all dreams go after the mouth? Shenema vayihi kashepasa lanu kain hoya. Like Yosef interpreted the dreams, that's what happened. So you see the way it's interpreted, that's what ends up happening. Amar Rava says, it doesn't mean you can give any interpretation. If the interpretation is me'ain of the story that happened in the dream. Shenemar ish kechaloi moi pasar. Each according to their chalim it was interpreted. Vayar Sara Eifim. Then the pasuk says that the Sara Eifim saw that what Yosef interpreted for the Sara Mashkim was correct. And therefore he asked Yosef to interpret his own dream. How did he know? Mina yoda. He had his own dream, but he also saw the interpretation of his friend's dream. So when he saw the interpretation, he knew that it was right. Rabbi Yechanan said, you wake up and you have a pasuk in your mouth. Rebbe is giving you this pasuk in your mouth as a small nevuah. There are 3 dreams that are fulfilled. There are serious dreams that can be fulfilled. One is Chalam Shel Shachris, the dreams that you dream towards the morning and when you wake up, not in the beginning of the night. V'chalam shechalam lechaveiroi, a dream that your friend dreamed about you. V'chalam shenifta b'toy chalam, and a dream that in your dream you see the dream and you also see the pisrain of the dream. V'yash oimer, and there's those that say Av chalam shenishna, also a dream that's repeated. Shenema val yishanis hachaloim, and the pasuk over there by Pari says the dream was repeated. Dreams are not only shown to a person from the things that he's thinking about during the day. The thoughts that you have during the day, those are the thoughts that enter into your mind during the night when you dream. Another pasuk, so the thoughts that you have during the day, that's what you know, that's what you see during the night. A riot to this, that it's the thoughts that bring the dreams, because a person is not shown in his dream not a gold palm tree, and not an elephant entering into the hole of a needle, because that's not something that a person could imagine or think about during the day. Yeah. So let me finish off the whole union over here. We're still not done with dreams. We have a lot of dreams, but the Rebbe in letters speaks about different dreams that people ask them about bad dreams. So what was the Rebbe's approach? The answer is, I don't know if you could say that there was mamish one approach that the Rebbe had regarding dreams. I saw a lot of different answers from here to there that the Rebbe answered. But there definitely is a few letters, which l'chayri you could say this was the more general approach that the Rebbe had, that is, don't pay attention to dreams. Don't pay attention to bad dreams. The Rebbe writes that on Molig Zeiten, people were on a higher level, so therefore the dreams that they dreamt were things to pay attention to. Today, most people have so many dvarim b'teilim that's going on in their life during the day, so most of the dreams that they have at night is just coming from those dvarim b'teilim, so you don't have to pay attention to the dreams. But there were other cases that the Rebbe gave people specific advice regarding dreams. There's a letter that I saw that the Rebbe writes to somebody, you're having bad dreams, make sure you're wearing tzitzis, or make sure you tefillin this check, do this, do that, kriyashma, mezuzah, the different hayros that the Rebbe gave to people regarding dreams. And I even actually remember seeing not long ago a person sharing with the Rebbe a dream, and the Rebbe gives a full pisrain to all the details of the dream. The Rebbe gives a person, it's unbelievable. I don't remember now what the dream was, but I've had an interesting dream, and the Rebbe gives him a full pisrain for the dream. And the Rebbe also quotes in letters this Gemara that says, Kol hacholem es hoilchan achar hapeh, that dreams go achar hapeh, so if you just ignore it and you don't speak about it, so then nothing will happen, because it's hoilchan achar hapeh.
And if it's good?
So maybe you should speak about it, Yeah.
And it's the only it's the only thing that you're allowed one of the only things that you get fast for on Shabbos.
Yeah, correct.
So a lot of times Chalem business doesn't happen to you?
I've seen it done.
I'm saying, what?
Because of what I just mentioned, that today we're not supposed to take dreams that serious because it's all Dvarim B'Teilim, because it's based on Dvarim B'Teilim that a person's...
So I'm saying, where do you talk? It's in the Siddur.
It isn't the Siddur. I'm all at sight and people will
If
do
you
after.
wake up
I
the
saw
other day,
someone doing the
it's
Talvas
also-
Cholam. Yeah.
Actually, yes.
I did see one dream, one letter actually, where a person asks the Rebbe why his dreams, when he writes to the Rebbe about his dreams, he has bad dreams, and the Rebbe told him, look in Tanya Perek Chavtes. Tanya Perek Chavtes, the Alter Rebbe says that a person with his Nefesh Bahamas, the Shadim are coming and being Mitzayim. So the Rebbe didn't just tell him, ignore it. The Rebbe told him, look what it says in Tanya Perek Chavtes. I'm just saying, there's many different responses that the Rebbe had. I would say, for the most time, the letters that I saw, the Rebbe said, forget about the dreams, cook nicht the Chalaymis. But there were times that the Rebbe did pay attention to dreams.
The Shaykhis said to keilim to cholim, so Gematria actually cholim with the keilim was 85, and keilim is Gematria 85 with the
Okay, good. So we have a Gematria. But what's the Teichen? What's the connection to the
By the way,
Teichen?
in
Gematria.
Yisrael, when they do Birchos Keilim on Shabbos, so they don't have you don't
say
have
the
time
Rabbeinu
to say
Shalom.
Rabbeinu Shalom, but they still say Ader B'mar. You still say Ader
So it's a
B'mar.
separate thing. That's said over here. If you don't say,
Right, but if you see in the newer Tfilas Hashem Siddur,
They
they
stay
have
right
Ader
of it.
B'mar at the bottom on Shabbos. They have it as
This that you asked about Nevuah, so that answers the Gemara says it's a Nevuah Ktana. It says, you said that it's only speaking about Nevi'im over there. But the Gemara Text says that
No,
it's
but
a
you
Nevuah
realize
Ktana.
throughout the Gemara is using psukim that are clearly has
So
direction.
but it's
as like
mashma,
a-
yeah, but Ishkim and Nafalei Pasuk, meaning that this
I
concept.
understand, but even about Yosef Tzaddik, it's using psukim from Yosef Tzaddik that are clearly for Yosef's dream, and it's using it on us also.
What?
gives so many options.
For
Saying how to take a drink.
different types of dreams. There isn't one kind of dream. There's all different types.